Hello Cancer, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect. This is your Lenormand reading for September 2020. It is a grand tableau, so there's a lot of cards here. I have clarified some of them with my Rider-Waite. I do have a few archetypes as well, just to give me a clearer view. And with Lenormand, if you're not familiar with it, each card does land on a house, and the house gives it a kind of underlying energy. So you're going to find a lot of soundbite messages come out in Lenormand, and hopefully you'll be able to apply them to your situation and put it together. We don't have a specific question as such. I will be reading for you up here. You can just about see yourself. That's the female. Obviously, if you're a masculine listening to this, this could be you, and the person you're connecting with is the main male down here. This masculine does not need to be a romantic partner. It can be your father, it can be your brother, it can be your boss. So you'll know who's in your life. It does seem to be a close impossible family connection here, especially with the house card being your main connecting card. The house card would be someone who is family, but it can also be that you've lived together, you currently living together, or it's just a really private affair. The house can be about keeping things private, and with the book card above that, that might suggest that this is a bit of a hush connection, so to speak. The card of the book can be about secrets and mysteries and knowledge, but it is in the house of the garden, so it would suggest that you maybe have connected in private but through some sort of public group, or it could mean that any sort of secrets that you have between you are going to become more public, basically. So in your past, you only have one line in your past. It is the paths, the fox, the whip, and the man, and this is obviously this connection here. So there's been a decision, there's been some sort of news come in here, either to you or from to this man, because it is also a connecting card. And some sort of announcement, some sort of visitor that has ultimately created a decision, a choice. There's at least two pathways to choose here in the past, and the path that seems to have been chosen is to cut something or someone out, and what's been cut out is the fox. The fox is on the house of the scythe, which is about something it's like it's sudden, something that happened suddenly in the past. And there's been a retreat with the Four of Swords. Somebody's had to heal from this situation. It does feel like maybe even an argument or some sort of sudden rupture here, and there's been a retreat and ultimately some sort of separation or isolation between the two of you here, with the whip being on the house of the tower. The whip is about arguments and debates. It can be about violence and coercion if it were to be that powerful. Not really seeing that in the house of the tower. The tower is quite, I sort of see it as something is very aloof and withdrawn. It's more of a fast withdrawal. And it may be that something has come to light here with the fox, because the fox is my trickster energy. Fox is about, being very cunning and thieving and scams and lies. And in fact, the masculine you're connecting with has got the archetypes of the trickster in reverse and the seeker upright. This is someone who is looking for answers to what, I'm not entirely sure, but the book is above his head. Maybe he doesn't understand why there's been an argument. Maybe he doesn't understand why there's been a breakup. Maybe these are bigger questions in his life that he's trying to get to the root of. But with the trickster being in reverse here, this is someone who's very manipulative. To get their own way, they will be manipulative. And I think that's what's come to light in the past here and has been cut out. Your energy has come through as the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is just straight as a die. She doesn't really take any nonsense. And the way she's looking here, focusing towards the sun, is she's demanding full clarity, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God. And she's come through as a child orphan and the angel. So this is kind of someone who's obviously very independent, but someone who's overcome their own issues about maybe being alone or being abandoned. And with the angel here, someone who's really kind, supportive to others, offers out help without any sort of hope for return. I'm going to say with that combination with the person you're connecting with, there is a bit of a, it could be like a trauma bond thing here, where these are issues that you can see in this person that you've already dealt with and overcome, and you now feel that, or felt that you could have helped them, but they maybe just weren't able to be completely honest, and that's ultimately why you've you or them has the cord is kind of being cut here. Because the connecting knighting card to you is both the coffin, which is about endings. It can be about illness, general misfortune. It does feel like illness here, I have to say, especially with the mice being above it. This is like some sort of the mice can be infection or deterioration. It can be something that gnaws away at you. That's but to see it next to the coffin and the secrets, it's almost like someone doesn't really know why, you know, they have maybe a sickness or an illness, if that's what it is. If it is sort of any sort of illness here, it's caused a major block. But it can just represent an ending, indicative of an ending between the both of you here. Because of what I've already said, but also because of secrets. Someone's not able to, you know, open up and be honest about their feelings. They would rather fight than, you know, make love, sort of thing here, because the heart is on the house of the whip here. This is someone who's very abrasive, and it could have caused you some pain. And yet with the, if I didn't say already, the coffin being on the house on the mountain, this actually could be the ending of some sort of delays. I mean, it could be like the final ending if it's not already, but it can sort of suggest that there's like a breaking down here. I think in terms of the book, The Secrets, I think there might have been a third party situation here. I have the Three of Cups in reverse and I have the Two of Cups upright. I've also got the Three of Swords at the base of the deck. So the secret might well be that someone is in partnership. I mean, it's really difficult to say who, because you're both connecting to this card. You know, this person might have been with someone else and you didn't know it. And there might have been, you know, you come through as the Queen of Swords up here, and on the ring, which is about the, you know, commitment, promises, which is your kind of trajectory here. The news that's coming through on this ring, which is on the choice of the past, which is kind of already made, is a Queen of Wands with the Ace of Swords in reverse. So this is a different female, basically. I'm not really going by signs here, but, you know, this is someone who is very attractive. She can be a bit of a healer, the Queen of Wands, but she's yeah, she's alluring. Out of all the queens, I would say the Queen of Wands is the most alluring. Oh, okay, she's also she's also knighting the house of the snake here. And this could be the other woman, basically. Yeah, I just feel that this man has lied about another partnership, basically, because we've got the Hierophant here and the King of Swords in reverse on his line, and this is obviously about a commitment. So I don't know if you were like, you know, with the Clover being here on the house of the key, you might have been like a short-term fling for this person, or vice versa, but they were ultimately committed elsewhere, and they were not being honest about that with the King of Swords in reverse. Their energy, is, apart from being the trickster, is also the Chariot in reverse. So somebody just has lost direction. They don't know where to go. They're pulled in two different directions. They might have sort of, you know, aggression issues, especially with the whip above their head here. But it can be someone who just keeps doing the same thing over and over and never really makes any progress. But ultimately, yeah, this ring here is the decision that you're looking at in your past, or they've made a decision and it might have been to cut you out, or yeah. It seems to be news coming through about this with the Page of Wands. And this could be just like a flirtation here, that it started off like not a big deal, but it turned into something a bit more. But it's ultimately, you know, on the stars here, this is someone's hopes and wishes and desires. This is the mice. It's on the house of the mice, and it's knighting the house of the mice, and it's created the deterioration. It's like an infection. It's pollution. The mice. It's ultimately distrust, because there has been someone else involved here. Got another Three of Cups in reverse. I forgot to mention that. And this is on the letter. So it's communication. So this might be, you know, I normally sort of read Lenormand. This is the future energy. So this might not have happened for you, Cancer. And this would be, you know, week 1, week 2, week 3 from whenever you come across this reading. So this would be like maybe the 2nd week in September here. So that, as I say, there might be some sort of softening here of boundaries. You might be able to have a conversation if you haven't done already. But I just feel that they're not going to be honest, because on this ring I have got the Ace of Swords in reverse with the Queen of Wands. And the Ace of Swords in reverse is, I mean, it can be a lot of mental stress and poor judgment, but it's also dishonesty. Someone who's not able to be honest. There's going to be communication, yes, but, you know, they're stressing about it, or you're stressing about it. This could be in connection with a child, or just an invitation to a new beginning, but it's not coming clean, because there's a, you know, there's an Ace of Swords in reverse here. Or it may just be that they're just like mentally stressed about sharing this information with you. With the Sun underneath the letter here, whatever this communication is, I do feel it is some sort of relief in one way or another. You know, just getting the cards on the table. It is knighting the book here, which is all about this, you know, secrets and this breakup of the third party and whatever's been going on. It ultimately is going to bring some sort of relief and maybe even happiness. It's hard to say happiness when you see that this is from my Mythic Tarot, and it's in reverse, and it's a really beautiful card. It can be about a reunion, but this would be that there is no reunion here. I don't know. It's difficult to tell which way it will go, but I just feel that, you know, clarity is everything, is it not? I'm an air sign, but you know, if you've been confused and you have, you know, about someone that's close to you with the clouds here, you're at least going to hopefully find out, you know, the truth. If they can be truthful, I don't know if they can be truthful. I've still got the King of Swords here in reverse. He's still the tricks are in reverse. It's fucking exhausting, these people. So coming back to the snake, I'm going to look at the snake because it does seem to be a third party situation. And the snake can be the other woman. It can also be jealousy. It is on the house of the tree, so this can be a family member, especially with the house being back here. So this is like the sort of rear, you know, the past, if you like. This is like future trajectory and the past. So with regards to this person, as I say, it can be a family member. It can be, I don't know if it is a health matter. Where's my trees? Here. No, I'm not really seeing health coming into play here. This tree card here, which is my health card, is on the house of the ring. So it's just coming back to this contract, this family contract, this engagement, this marriage. I mean, it can be business as well. It's related to this, so it's not health related. What I will say is you're going to get a bit clearer on this, because with the clouds being here, you've got the dark side of the cloud here. The sun is breaking through, and you're going to get really clear on this situation, this family situation, whatever it is. With the moon next to it, it still feels a little bit clouded because it's on the house of the bloody snake. No, it's not. It's on the house of the clouds. it's just, I don't know if it's like someone is deliberately trying to confuse you. I think you're a bit confused about whether to walk away from this situation. I think, you know, you do have strong feelings for this person, but you're not going to be accepting of any sort of deception. I see someone who's really prepared to stand their ground here against this snake, protecting almost their own family from any sort of, like, you know, infestation is the word I'm getting. But there's news coming in about this snake. This is the rider, and this is within usually about, you know, 3 days, even though it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks from now. It is coming in. There is news about this snake. If you don't know who this snake is, it could be news from the snake, but it can be news that comes in a kind of roundabout ways. It's not coming directly from source here. And it's mirroring the sun. So you're going to get clear on it. Whatever this bloody mess is, you're going to get clear on it. And someone is going to be, you know, moving on here with the ship, or traveling. The news might be that someone is traveling, and that will ultimately put an end to things. Maybe someone is, maybe you're going to be moving on here, because you're mirroring the ship here onto the garden. Garden is about, you know, getting out and about, becoming, you know, more public, really. It's on the house of the bookie. This is a really lovely invitation to an event, gathering, a party, and you're going to be moving in that direction in the next sort of 4 to 5 weeks here. That's the decision you have to make, Cancer. In terms of the corners of this spread, which kind of give it an overall theme, there is some sort of public event here you'll need to make a decision about, attending some sort of gathering or party, or becoming more social in public, but it is connected to this man. And this man doesn't know which way to go, because he's got the Chariot in reverse here. He cannot control this situation. And it ends up with the lily. The lilies is this mature man, because it's mirroring him. He's heavily burdened, and you might be by the situation as well. And it's on the house of the cross. This is like life lessons. This is the burden. It can be sorrow, it's trials, and it can be faith as well. This is the overall theme, is that whatever is going on here, there is ultimately going to be some sort of gift or surprise invitation to maybe meet with this person. I just don't know, because he's got the Chariot in reverse and the Trickster in reverse. I don't know if he's I just don't know if this guy's capable of being straight and following through on any plans he makes, basically, because he's the King of Swords in reverse, and that's somebody who's, like, you know, dismissive, can be cruelly spoken, and doesn't speak at all, or I guess cannot be honest. Okay. I'm going to look at the key. Where's my key? The key. The key also always provides answers, solutions, and it's on the house of the book. And in fact, it's even mirroring the house of the book. So there's whatever's been secret or mysterious, you're going to get some answers on it here with the key. It might not, as I say, it might not come directly from source. It might come from a friend, because the dog here is my loyal friend. This could be very much a co-worker, especially with the bear being here. Might be a female character. This news is going to come through. It's probably more going to be like a text or an email, because it's on the house of the letter, and it's going to provide some answers here as to, you know, whatever you're unclear about. If you are someone who works, you know, 9 to 5, this is the anchor, and this represents your work. And get something on the anchor. I'm actually seeing maybe something new coming in the work front here. I mean, it is actually on the house of the fox, but the fox can also be about self-employment. So maybe if you're self-employed and you're working, I've actually got the Page of Cups on this. There's some sort of offer coming in here, especially the Page of Wands, that might be really positive. I actually feel that you're finding it a little bit heavy. I think you're struggling with whatever this offer is. It might not be exactly how you'd like it. It may be, you know, a really kind of like hard labor job. You may feel that you're not going to get paid enough for it, but there is most definitely an offer to look forward to if you are indeed looking for employment. In terms of your money, now this is your outcome. The last 4 cards of Lenormand are your outcome. You've got the Clover, which is good luck, but it's also, it's kind of like there's an opportunity here. Unfortunately, is, you know, clarified by this man who's in reverse, but that aside, there is an opportunity coming up here that is going to provide, again, some sort of solution. And it's something you need to look out for, though. It is knighting this job offer. It's not something that you're going to have to go looking for the job, is what I'm saying. It's not just going to land in your lap without putting, you know, 12 CVs out there and doing some networking. But there is something really positive. The Clover is always positive, and to be on the House of Key, that's lovely. You've even got the Fish on the House of Fish. It's like double money. This is about your investments, your business, trading, but it's your cash flow basically, and it's almost kind of like doubled here because it is ultimately on the House of Fish. So if you've been struggling, you know, to make ends meet or persevering, it feels like you don't need to do that anymore, Cancer. There's definitely some relief here. And you've then got the Child on the House of Anchors. This is a new beginning on the job front. Now, this Ace of Pentacles relates to this combination, because I think that's coming back to this man again. I don't know if this man is just maybe like a boss. He's we've got the lily here on the House of the Cross. I don't know if I sort of feel this could be some sort of rejection, even though, you know, money looks really good, especially gambling luck with this combination. There's gambling luck here. It feels like there's a new offer coming in, but I'm seeing a rejection here with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And that may be if it's coming from this man, because there's no trust here. No, there's just no trust here. This might be ultimately something that when the dust clears and you get, you know, all the answers, you're just going to, you know, kind of bin it off, in all honesty. This key on the book, I did double check. This answer that's coming in about secret is coming in about an Empress and the 8 of Wands. So this communication is about a wife or a pregnancy, basically. And with it being the Child directly below it, this is someone who, you know, maybe they were going to leave their wife and be with you, and then the wife got pregnant. I don't know. You'll know your circumstances here, but there is something to do with the secret being about another woman and probably a wife or a mother. And I just feel this information, because the King of Swords is in reverse, I don't think it's coming from him. I really don't think it's coming from him. He doesn't know if he's coming or going. He really can't seem to make a decision at all, and certainly can't seem to make an honest one. So as much as they're burdened, and you may be, by this, you know, karmic cycle, I do see someone moving on from this. Whatever, you know, this is on the House of the Heart, and this is 6 of Swords. So, you know, there is a dissolution of boundaries and, you know, blockages. It does feel more freeing than anything else. So whether you're able to overcome the obstacles of the past, you know, whatever's gone down between you guys remains to be seen. Is ultimately your choice. It's always a choice. But with this, this is your line here, with this ship card here, which is about movement, moving in a direction. You are struggling with this because it's the Ace of Cups in reverse here. It can be like a lack of self-love. It's just not feeling, you know, loved, not getting, you know, not receiving love. And, you know, there might be an issue here where this encounter has been, you know, proper painful, damaging even, and you're now really quite trapped in your head about getting back out there, because this has got the Eight of Swords on it. So it is a lovely invitation that's coming your way, and I think you just need to be careful, Cancer, you don't, you know, tar everyone with the same brush here based on that past experience, you know. Not everyone has third-party situations. So I'm going to just take you some advice for this reading. What I would say from the heart that is directly below you is connected with the King of Pentacles, who is this man that you've been dealing with. But the bouquet on this new beginning is the King of Cups. So there is someone new here. This invitation that you're going to be quite troubled by is coming in from someone new. And I think that is ultimately going to make you feel a little bit panicked about getting back out there. And that's why I'm saying, please don't tar everyone with the same brush here, because that looks incredible. You've got the Sun, the bouquet, the Page of Wands on the stars, and the clover. There's something really new. You might have to, you know, take that opportunity when it arises, and I'm hoping that you're not going to let any past disappointments and hurt or betrayal hold you back from that. So advice, please, Spirit, for Cancer for September 2020. I will do a regular tarot reading as well. Advice for Cancer for September 2020. It was in reverse. Learn from spiritual experience. Jesus. This is the cross. The cross is on the house of the bear. I mean, this can be to do with a mother with the bear, but it can also be a boss. It can also be about taking control of your own situation, you know, being a good mother, looking after your children, and sort of just accepting any kind of karmic debts and lessons that we have to, you know, deal with and repay in this life. And it could very well be connected to this man, this King of Spades down here, who is also the King of Swords in reverse. It's a lesson that you just hopefully can learn, take some positives from, and hopefully you won't have to repeat it. Great teacher. I'll get there. Please like and subscribe before you leave. Okay. Know what is happening around you is divinely inspired, and learn from your current experiences, then share them with others. This card was inspired by Jesus, who's one of the most widely acknowledged and loved spiritual teachers of all time. But there is a great teacher in every tradition, and this card represents the one to whom you feel closest, as well as the great teacher within. The teacher wears simple clothes here to demonstrate that even if you live a simple life, it can be an incredibly spiritual one. He is surrounded by a sense of serenity and harmony because he has absolute trust in the higher powers that moves through him. And the dove on the card represents receiving answers to prayers through signs and experiencing peace through joy. This card can represent a teacher in your life or the great teacher within. Either way, it shows that you have dedicated a lot of time, effort, and energy to understanding yourself and the world. You are you are having spiritual experiences at this time and gaining a greater awareness of what you need to do in order to grow. There is a great chance that if you've been having any challenges recently, you've surmounted them and allowed them to be vehicles to lessons that are helping your spiritual connection. If you feel that you've received messages from heaven or the universe recently, this card is confirmation that these have indeed been holy experiences. There you go, Cancer. That is your reading. I hope you have a super month, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.